happy that she doesn't back down. She doesn't back down from a challenge. Whatever the challenge is and it looks like, she is going to win. She's going to rise above. And you're going to remember that she was here. And so, it gives me great pleasure, and I want you all to give the greatest and the loudest applause, showing your support and your endorsement for Ms. Grace Hamilton. Thank you very much. You're going to kill me, of course. First, let me take the time out to thank you all so much for coming out. I think it was yesterday that I called a few of my friends who is in the industry, and I said to them, make sure you come because I don't want to be alone. Africa, thank you so much for coming. I care, Cecile, the angel. It really means a lot because I can't stand alone and I can't do it alone. So just your support of being here really means a lot to me. Thank you very much. My name is Grace Hamilton and I'm the founder of the Grace Hamilton Women Empowerment Foundation. I wrote a speech, something that I don't want to use because I want it to be as real as possible. But at the same time, I don't want to break down because I'm supposed to be the strong woman that you're looking up to tonight. And so I'm in two minds. I'm like, do I do the speech and keep it calm, or do I just be myself and share my story? A story that I've never shared before, because in most of the interviews that I do as Spice, they always talk about my musical journey and, you know, where I'm at. But I don't think I've ever done an interview to really speak on my journey, what I've been through, where I'm coming from, etc. But first, let me tell you more about the foundation before I go into my story, just in case I break down. My intention is to transmogrify hopeless women into ambitious, tenacious, predominant women. I decided to start this initiative with the aim of enriching women through business and entrepreneurship. Personally, I believe that all women are great. And greatness is not this wonderful esoteric illusion that's only special among us. Greatness is something that truly exists in all of us. So this foundation is basically aimed to strengthen women mentally, socially, emotionally, financially, and also to inspire them to break down the walls of doubtfulness, fear, poverty, low self-esteem, to build courage, determination, and to elevate their pride and dignity. I decided to specialize in helping in the areas of education and business because while I do believe that education is definitely the key to opening the door to a successful future, I also know for a fact that not everyone was born to become a lawyer or a doctor. So while some women have failed to master a college degree, and then because of that they grow to have low self-esteem and become battered and unemployed or fully dependent on a man, I want to be able to empower these women to regain hope, to take full control, to still believe in themselves, and to fight for their dreams to become successful. Business is something that I've been in since I was about the age of, 16? I should say before 16, because even when I was in school, I used to sell sweets to make up my lunch money or any little thing that I could do. So that's business. I started a restaurant when I was about 16, 17 years old on Newland Road in Portmore. And I used to sell food. My mother is a cook, she cooks very well. And so I grew up in that, knowing that she had her own restaurant. And so that's the first business that I had as a child myself, because I wanted to be able to find it financially, to push myself into the area of music. And so that's where I started out. I was born and raised in a community, Old Britain, Cresta Lane. And I grew up as a poor child. But I was a poor and a happy child because even though I didn't have a lot of things, I made what I had work for me. So the dolls that you know today, that my daughter has so many of them thrown away, I used to make mine from stick. So even though I don't have the real doll that everybody knows, I still made something out of nothing. I used to get the sticks and I tied them together. And for the hair, it was the mop. And I created my own doll and I played with that. And I was a happy child, poor, but happy. And determined to make something out of nothing. When I was 9 years old, my father died. Leaving my mom and trying to count my siblings. I'm trying to count my siblings because at the time when my father died, it was then that my mother found out she was pregnant with my younger sister. So she wasn't born at the time, but it was my 3 siblings and my younger sister who is here with me tonight came after my father died. My father was the breadwinner for the family, and so when he died, everything just basically hit rock bottom. I suffered as a child to go to school, to find lunch money, you name it, anything hard. I know what hardship is. I've been there. I'm a past student of the St. Catherine High School. I'm the agent as well. I'm a past student of the St. Catherine High School. And I remember when I was going to school, I used to sing a lot. I used to lead the choir. I was more Grace Hamilton at St. Catherine High School because I was more on the Christian side in the choir, going to Pascal Hall, doing all the little nice little girl things. I don't know what happened along the way, but I was a very good child. I came home one day and I lost my home to fire when I was living in Spanish Town. And so that made me really devastated, homeless to the point where I broke down. I broke down and I felt hopeless. When I came home, it was just the land space that was there. Like it was burned to the ground, flat. So I lost everything. Everything. The only thing I had at that time was my uniform, the bag on my back. But that day, every time I remember it, sometimes I get emotional because it's like I had to start over again from scratch. But I'm really happy that that took place at that point of my life because it was then that I regained strength. And I start to fight because I have nothing now. I have nothing, absolutely nothing left. And so I start to fight and I became more determined just to make it out of my situation and my struggles. There were times in my life where I had no food. And there were times in my life where I went to mom for lunch money and she didn't have it. She didn't even have to say the words. Just the look on her face or the tears in her eyes or the way she looked away, I know that there was no money for me to go to school. But I never let that stop me. I never let that stop me. I would walk from Spanish Town, walk from Windsor Road in Spanish Town to Spanish Town in the town, and from Spanish Town in the town to St. John's Road just to get to St. Catherine High School without lunch money, without taxi fare, without knowing what's going to happen. I had no books, and so I would write from another note just to do my homework. I was very determined. I had absolutely every reason to stay home and say, you know, I'm not going to go to school. Because I had no money. I had no books. But I was so determined to make it. I was so determined to educate myself. I was so determined because I knew then that I wanted to be great. I wanted to do something, and so I went without the lunch money. If my mother didn't have the lunch money, I don't even care. And it became the norm for me for days and weeks. And I did that, and to this day, it has helped me in such a way. As a lot of people think that, oh, because you're an artist, it's an escape from going to school. I can tell you that now, even when I check my money and I go on tours, if I do 30 shows, and the man said to me, say, you're supposed to get $999. I can't tell him, say, it's not $1. And Mr. Ray Alexander, who is also here tonight, can attest to that when it comes to my money. Because I was studying, I wanted to become a chartered accountant in high school. And so all of my past, I don't regret it at all because it has helped to mold me and shape me into the woman that I am today. I'm trying to hold back a lot because I really don't want to break down. But I want to say to you that today I'm the living testimony that success comes from hard work, prior faith and determination. I'm really empowered by my past and I'm determined not to go back there. Hence why I want to use this platform to push other women to survive no matter what. Because if I can do it, you can do it too. It's very important for you to just believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. Stop saying, what if this don't work? What if that don't work? You have to get up and make it work. If you want success, you have to fight for success. Yeah. So definitely, someone's opinion of you doesn't need to become your reality. So let them talk, let them say what they want to say, let them doubt you. It's okay. You have to get up and prove them wrong and make them eat those words. We have to instill hard work, resilience, and persistence. So I'm saying to you, be bold and pursue your dreams no matter what. I have a few quotes from here that I want to read to you. Michelle Obama once said, and I quote, "One of the lessons that I grew up with is to always stay true to yourself and never let what somebody else say distract you from your goals." So when I hear negative and false attack, I don't invest any energy in them because I know who I am. End of quote. Oprah Winfrey said, "Failure is a great teacher. And if you're open to it, every mistake has a lesson to offer." I'm not sure if you know what Oprah is talking about when she said failure is a great teacher. It means that it's okay if you fail. It means that you can fail. That's okay, but don't stop trying. And do you know the story about KFC? Anybody knows the story from that man? I chose to put that story as a part of my speech because I want you to listen back to that story. The popular chicken wanna love. I'm not sure if you really know that story about the founder. And what really drew me to this story was the fact that he was rejected 1,009 times before the actual KFC was born. Can you go ahead and play this story for me, please?
The story of Colonel Sanders, founder of the KFC restaurants. At 5 years old, he lost his father. At 16, he dropped out of school. At 17, he was fired from 4 jobs. At 18, he got married and became a railroad conductor. At 19, he became a father to a little girl. At 22, he joined the Army, applied to law school, and faced rejection after rejection from school and the jobs he was at. He then became an insurance. At his retirement, he received a check from the government for $105. What a slap in the face. How could he survive on a $105 monthly budget, he thought, at such an old age? Feeling like a total failure, he decided to commit suicide. He sat under a tree, writing his suicide letter and will. Then all of a sudden he thought of writing instead what he would have accomplished had he had the choice to start his life all over. He realized there was so much he hadn't done yet. One thing he realized, that he could do like no one else. Actually, he could do it better than everyone else. That was cooking. Cooking the best chicken anyone had ever tasted. He borrowed $87 to buy a fryer and his recipe ingredients. He lived on his unique fried chicken recipe, trying to sell it door to door to his neighbors in Kentucky, as well as trying to license it to restaurants. He was rejected yet again, 1,009 times from the restaurants he tried to license his recipe to. The 1,010th restaurant gave him his yes moment. KFC was born. At 88, Colonel Sanders became a multi-billionaire and KFC the second biggest food empire. Now, KFC has over 20,000 locations in 123 countries. Moral of the story? You have what it takes to be successful. Don't give up. It's never too old to dream. Go after your wildest dreams now. Believe in the quality of what you do and in yourself no matter how many times you get rejected. Make a difference and enhance people's lives. You can. You will.
Thank you. And so he was rejected 1,000 and what?
9 times.
Before the actual KFC was born. Some of us are guilty of this. Going on Instagram, making a bad comment about another woman. I myself have been on my Instagram page. People say bad comments about me. And I actually click on the profile out of curiosity to say, who is saying this? Can I say this to you? Maybe the profile picture can be of anyone. Doesn't have to be the true person. But I have never, ever clicked on the comments on my page that's a bad comment and see a white woman. Never. It's always our same black sisters who is making those bad comments to tear us down. Tonight I want to say to you, stop doing that. If you don't have anything good to say about another woman, don't say anything. And if I set up a profile and you don't like me, the angel, why do you comment my profile? I don't understand why women think it's okay. Because if I don't like you, I'm not coming on your profile to see what you're doing. Much less to take my phone to say something to you. Why do you need to do that? Tonight I'm asking that when you leave here, you be empowered. And then there's another thing. A lot of us have friends that you need to get rid of when you go through the door. Because the friend them are calling, oh, I did see try, say, I did see this, I did see that, I went away this and that. And they're not calling you to say, I see a piece of land. You're trying to do something good. Get rid of those friends. There's so much things for we to do as women. Come together, build each other, strengthen each other. And I want to leave this with you because I don't want to start preaching because I can't, trust me. But I really want to cut it because I don't want to bore everyone. There's only two persons that's always remembered in each race. The loser and the winner. Pick one. Choose who you are. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'd like to call up my team to come to the front with me. So much of them I can't even start to call them by name. But when I decided that I wanted to it's long, it can spread right across. I'll stand in the middle. When I decided that I wanted to start this foundation, I knew that I couldn't do it by myself. And so can you please help me put a round of applause for these beautiful ladies. All of the ladies standing here, we are in a group together. They know maybe Grace Hamilton, the person that you don't know. Maybe there everybody know. Trust me. Maybe there everybody. I can't say that about myself. But they know the person. I'm a perfectionist. And they are a part of the group. So if you call, and if you ever want a sister or someone to talk to, one of these ladies may answer the phone from the Grace Hamilton Women Empowerment Foundation. One of them may be a counselor to you. But this is the family that we are starting out with. How much of us is here tonight? 10, 12 of us. And I'm asking that you will be a part of our family. So don't be afraid. If you want to join this movement, if you want to join this team, if you want to do something, if you know that you can empower someone just by even a speech or sharing your story or your journey, you're welcome to be a part of the Grace Hamilton Women Empowerment Foundation family. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you ladies very much. Thank you. I think I'm going to turn it back over to the beautiful Debbie soon so that we can have an open door, and I think I'll wait until you're finished to make another presentation. But thanks again. Thank you very much. No, we have to do it like that. We have to do that one by one of applause, please. Amazing. Wow. Those words. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what's going to be unfolding from this foundation. Wow. I don't know how many persons watch Billions. You know, we're talking about Billions earlier on. Billions fans and sellers. I was watching episode 9 of season 3. Is it 3? Yeah, 3. Right. So, you sure? Is 8 to reach? Which one about reach? I think it's 9, man. You sure? Okay, cool. Hold on. Okay. So it is the last episode. I remember this. She sent me an episode. She sent me an episode. Tonight, I specifically asked her to omit most of what she has been through, just because I know that there's media here and phones and stuff. So I asked her to hold back as much as she can. But I want to look at you and tell you that your life story inspired me. They don't know what you've been through, but I do. And when I read it, I was so proud of you. And I want you to know that I am proud of you. I'm getting very emotional because I'm remembering what I read about you. But I want you to know I'm proud of you. And I want you to also know that despite what you've been through, to be standing here, and in your email, you said, is it that you want to go to the UTEC, or are you already accepted?
I have been accepted from 2017, and I held on to that acceptance letter because that was all it was, an acceptance letter. There was no form of family support, whether it be just emotionally or financially. So in 2017, and thank God for the BPO sector, I started working as a call center right after high school, and with no form of financial assistance, that was as far as it went. So I managed to sum up the $25,000 for the enrollment commitment fee, and that was all that there was. So because of that reason, I had to apply for the deferral of registration until this year. So I said this year, come on to me, I will be going to UTech. Coming
In your email, you said you didn't know how you were going to go to UTech.
But I'm going.
Those words that you wrote, that I will be going. I don't have the money. I've been through this. I don't know. But you said, I will be going. Can I tell you that those little words that you put together, it meant something to me. And tonight, it gives me great pleasure in saying this to you, that you are the first person that we, the Grace Hamilton Women Empowerment Foundation,
because they do see my potential and they do see that I try my best. So being able to be given this opportunity, it means a lot to me. And every time when I do have the capability to help young girls, I will do so. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll try and clear my tears and take a picture. Thank you. Give a round of applause. Her name is Abigail. Wow. So next time we'll get Kleenex on board, because just beautiful. Congratulations, Abigail. And I know just by Grace's expression how much you are deserving of this scholarship, and so congratulations to you. Just by the few words that you just allowed yourself to say, just by letting us inside your story, so that we understand, my darling. And I am so proud of you. I'm so proud to hear the fact that you have risen and you've chosen, you decided even before Grace handed you that check that you were going to UTech. So congratulations to you. And your story is going to inspire so many young girls out there. Let me give another round of applause to that big amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I want to say thank you all so much for being here with us this evening. Thank you for celebrating. Thank you for endorsing by a show of your presence here, your good energy, your good vibe, that you are indeed supporters of the Grace Hamilton Women Empowerment Foundation. I know that you've been receiving a flood of emails of persons asking how they can help. Because those are the emails that we want to hear. How can we help? And we look forward to seeing the foundation growing from strength to strength to strength. And just know, and I can't go as far as to speak on behalf of everybody in this room, Grace, that you have our support at 110%. Right? We're going to be here. And more just a caller, we're here committed to seeing this mission through, because we understand that it is going to be reaching a lot of young people, a lot of women around this country who need that push and that support. So thank you so much. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for coming out. But so long.